So everyone has asked me what I thought of Avengers Assemble's first two episodes, and I guess I'm going to have to talk about them eventually. So let's start, shall we? Just to clear things up, I'm not going to spend the better half of this review talking about how stupid Marvel, Jeff Loeb and Disney are for cancelling Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Not because I don't care, but because I already dedicated a whole rant to it a few months ago. So by all means check out that video, so I don't have to repeat myself here. All caught up? Awesome. Let's start with the good. This show looks great. The art style is cool and this looks awesome in HD. Now on to the bad. I know a lot of you want to hear me say that I hate this show, but the fact of the matter is, if I were to put so much of my time into hating this show, I'd be wasting it. Because this is just a, what I like to call, nothing show. After watching Avengers Assemble's first two episodes, I was not taken by surprise. No, the show is not as well written as Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and the fact that people will compare these shows is just plain offensive to the writers of Earth's Mightiest Heroes. While watching episode 1, I was fully aware that I had pretty much seen everything they put into these episodes, and so nothing surprised me, nothing felt fresh, and it just made me roll my eyes. The writers seemed to want me to feel bad for the Avengers being broken up, but they went about this the wrong way. If the characters don't want to work as a team and they're all rude and mean to each other, why am I supposed to root for them to get back together? Judging from the plot points in these episodes, we can see that the writing is really poor. But not so much that they're trying and it's not working, they're simply not trying. So we have this whole thing about Captain America getting killed. But then, near the end, it's discovered that he wasn't really killed, he was just teleported. Where have I seen this before? Oh right, every single children's show on Earth? In both episodes there's been this repeated formula. Team has a problem, insert fight scene, team overcomes problem, and then we go on to the next one. These cliché stories of problems for the characters occur for about 5 minutes until they're put to bed and forgotten about. And it really didn't do anything towards the episode or the character arcs, but more for some brainless action in the episode. The Captain America / Red Skull body switch happened for 5 minutes, but then he goes back into his normal body and says, "Haha, never mind, I always planned to get in my own Iron Man suit instead." So what was the point in the mind swap? Oh right, a fight scene. I found it very hard to root for these characters to succeed in episode 1, seeming as not only do they hate each other, they're also stupid and I just don't like them. Iron Man gets the spotlight as usual as he's the most marketable character in the team, despite the fact that Captain America is meant to lead the team. Now I know what you're all thinking, but Captain America was presumed dead throughout part 1, which is why Tony led the team. Yes, true, but come part 2, Cap is back on the team, and Tony has already demonstrated how incompetent he is as a leader, and he's all sad because he can't lead them properly. I can't have been the only one screaming at the screen when the resolution was so obvious. Give Captain America back his leadership. But no, the show is setting up this arc of Iron Man becoming a good leader. Whatever. Okay, so minor characters. Let's look at the Falcon. So right off the bat I can see only 2 reasons he's in this show. The first being to provide some diversity in the team, and because he's going to be in Captain America 2, and as we all know the entire goal of this show is to advertise the cinematic universe. First off, his joining the team was quite literally, "Hey, you're a guy in a costume, welcome to the Avengers." And I'm not even kidding. Now I've never read Falcon, and nor have I ever been very interested in him, so forgive me if I'm a little uneducated on why this character is a good one in the comics, but here he seems to serve as the comic relief, constantly having an upbeat attitude towards everything, and having an outsider, fanboy perspective of being part of the Avengers. That's kinda charming, but if I'm wrong and he's in this just because they wanted a black character, then why couldn't we have had Black Panther, who as far as I can tell, even from his origin, is a more interesting character than Falcon. Black Widow was depicted exactly as she was in Iron Man 2. She's above all men, they all fall to their knees at her, and she makes no mistakes and is supposedly a perfect role model for girls. No, Black Widow should make mistakes and be, well, a character, not just a figure. And while I'm at it, is anyone else sick to death of Black Widow? You know, there are other female characters in the Marvel Universe, Disney. But when I think about it, should I really bother critiquing this show over its choice in characters when this whole thing is just one big advert for the cinematic universe? Why should I bother going through all the more interesting characters that have yet to be explored when all this show is doing is saying, see, he's cool, and she's cool, so, like, go watch the movies. That's why Falcon and once again Hawkeye and Black Widow are here. Oh, and speaking of which, Hawkeye is a huge douche in this show. Come part 2, I actually got a headache over how loud and annoying it was. It seems to have a serious case of lightsaber syndrome, which is loosely translated to throw as much flashy shit on the screen as you possibly can to get kids to laugh and clap their hands. Similar but worse than Ultimate Spider-Man, this show is aimed at those with the lowest of attention spans. At least Ultimate Spider-Man attempts reasonably interesting stories per episode, and while it fails at it, it at least tries to give the characters some personal stake in the stories. Here it's practically 3 plot points per episode put in solely for flashy action scenes, and what's worse, they serve absolutely no purpose and are so cliche that Avengers Assemble is just a cheap, badly written kids show that I've seen before 1,000 times, and a show that, I'm sure, knowing Marvel and Disney, will continue to try and shove down our throats, and after we continually say, we don't like it, they'll cover their ears, go la 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 la, and renew it for 10 more seasons, while shows like Earth's Mightiest Heroes got cancelled in its prime because it wasn't making enough money for them. We live in a corporate world, ladies and gentlemen, and it sickens me. Granted, this is only the first 2 episodes, or rather, 2 parts making 1 episode, and the show will have time to get its feet on the ground and actually get better. However, I wouldn't keep my fingers crossed, as Ultimate Spider-Man is a piece of shit, and yet for some reason it's been renewed for a 3rd, yes that's right, 3rd season. What the fuck? Cheers for watching guys, and as always if you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel.